Hi and welcome to the Weekly Market View. It is Monday the 22nd of October 2013. So we finally had a resolve in the US, and today that brought out the release of the non-farm payrolls data, so much anticipated, meant to be released on the 4th of October. It actually came in much weaker today than expected. It came in at 148,000 when we were expecting a figure of around 180,000. We did see strong revisions from the last reading up to 193, and we actually saw the unemployment rate tick down to 7.2 from 7.3, so a bit of a mixed picture from the data today, but what we tended to see was that it taken a little negatively as the headline was actually, the headline of the change in number of the payrolls was actually quite weak. So that sort of dominated today. We did have some UK public sector net borrowing out this morning, but apart from that, not too much has been going on. Everyone's been focusing on this non-farm number for this week. So where that sort of left us trading this afternoon, we've got the FTSE around 66.82, we've got the Dow around 15.374, and in terms of currencies, because of that weaker number, seen some weakness in the dollar, euro dollar around 1.3736 and cable around 1.6188. For commodities, we're seeing gold around 13.29 and then the crude future at around 99.77. Okay, so in terms of data that we're looking at for the rest of today and the rest of the week, we've got construction spending out of the US this afternoon, and also the Richmond Fed non-manufacturing number. Again, we're getting sort of, now that the government is back in one working, we're getting slowly the releases of when we're going to see the data that has been held off come out throughout the rest of the week. So some of it scheduled for later this week, and some scheduled into next week. This again leaving traders a little bit, not sure whether to get involved, maybe waiting to see what the data comes out as. So still everyone a little bit wary, but hopefully we'll see people creeping back in. In terms of data tomorrow, to start the day from the UK, we've got the Bank of England monetary policy minutes released in the morning, so they'll be closely watched out for, just having a look at exactly what's going on in there. Otherwise we've got BBA loans for mortgages, those out of the UK. From Europe we've got government debt and also consumer confidence out of Europe as well. But then from the US in the afternoon, it's a bit more data, so NBA mortgage applications, we've got import price index and also the house price index. Into Thursday, from Europe we get some PMI readings, so those manufacturing and services PMI readings, we're getting those from France, Germany and the Eurozone. And again, looking for some confidence there, so looking for some better numbers to be coming out, only slightly, but again looking for that strength to continue throughout Europe. We've also got the Spanish unemployment reading, expecting a very slight tick down, and that's a slight improvement. From the UK we get some CPI data, so that's the total orders, we're expecting those to tick up to 10 from 9. We'll get some other selling price data as well. And then from the US we get the usual initial jobless and continuing claims, as we do every week. We're also going to get US PMI preliminary reading and some new home sales data as well. And finally into Friday, from Europe we've got Spanish PPI and Italian retail sales, but in wider data. The main focus for Europe will be that German IFO reading, that's the sentiment survey, so we get business climate, current assessment and expectations. Again looking for some strength in all of those, expecting those to improve. We also get Eurozone M3 money supply, expecting that to stay on hold at 2.3%. And as always on a Friday at 11 o'clock, we'll get the ECB announcing the repayment of the 3-year LTROs from the banks across the Eurozone. From the UK, we've got Q3 GDP, the first sort of estimate reading for that from the UK, expecting that to come in at 0.7%. That's consensus on Bloomberg. However, we have heard reading around, there are calls for some higher readings than that. So we could see some more strength, even more so than the 0.7. That's quarter on quarter. And year over year, consensus is for 1.4% reading from the 1.3, so some improvement year on year as well. And then from the US in the afternoon, again some big numbers, we're getting the durable goods readings out in the afternoon, expecting those at 1.7 from flat for the headline. The non-defence ex-air reading is actually meant to come in at 0.7 from a prior of 1.5, so it looks like a lot of the strength that we're expecting to see is going to be from defence and also air. So when you see those readings, take a look into exactly where the positivity and the strength is coming from. And in the afternoon we'll finish off with University of Michigan confidence reading, that expected at 75 from 75.2, so slight tick down but nothing too major. Also worth noting this week that it's a big week for earnings, so a lot of companies reporting their earnings, which we may see dominating stocks rather than the data. So just something to bear in mind, that we will continue to see those readings coming out of US companies reporting earnings. Otherwise, I think the focus is, obviously we had the non-farm number today, which was the big focus. But into the rest of the week, we're going to be looking out for probably Friday with the UK GDP reading and also the Euros durable goods. They're probably going to be our market movers towards the end of the week. Okay, that's it for this week. As usual, any feedback much appreciated. Thanks.